Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So today we have some very interesting XRP news. We have some extremely interesting Bitcoin news. No exaggeration. Just wait until you hear this. And we have some economic news. All right. So we're going to begin here with this article. This article is titled XRP is not designed for retail. Wait a minute. Where have you heard that before? I've been telling people this from the beginning. A lot of people like to go against that. I'm telling you, it's for the banks. It's for the big companies, the institutions, B2B, cross-border payments, all that big money. I'll let him tell you a little bit later, but it begins here. This is coming from an ex-global head of infrastructure innovation at Ripple. So this person knows what they're talking about. This person's name is Dilip Rao. It says Dilip Rao suggests that XRP is mainly for institutional investors rather than retail. Which then would mean what? If it's for institutional investors and institutions have huge money and they're the ones who are expected to use the bulk of XRP, that means there's a lot of value. He's literally telling people there's a lot of value that could flow through XRP. He's saying a lot with saying a little. You got to read behind the lines some of these times. Also, what does that mean? Another thing that it tells us that all that volatility that we see when crypto is dominated by retail, that means it won't be there in the future if Ripple, SBI, Volante, Tech, and all these other companies do their job. Well, if they succeed, and institutions are the big users of XRP. Institutions, there's going to be very little volatility. They build that price up unless they just want to pump it and, bring a little retail money in. Sure, they definitely could do that, but I don't think they need it. I think that that price is going to go up exponentially and stay there. I do. Very little volatility. It's just like when you look at look at gold and minus the retail activity from gold. Look at how it's been propped up just very, very, very nicely by the central banks. But if you watch that amount that the central banks put in, there's very little volatility. Sure, there's some selling from time to time strategically, but what do they say after the selling is done? The institutions literally, one of the central bank heads literally said, hey, listen, yeah, we did some selling on the gold, which wasn't a big deal at all. Look at the gold price of gold right now. It wasn't a big deal. They said, we're coming back later to continue buying. That's the institutional mind state. So if XRP goes down a similar path and is mainly for institutions, this case ends and they can finally use XRP the way that it's meant to be used. Theoretically, not a guarantee, not financial advice. Theoretically, that price at some point theoretically should skyrocket to where, I don't know, make up your own mind about your amounts. But that means the price should increase exponentially. This is my understanding. You don't have to think the same. Let's continue on though, because it gets a little interesting here. It says Rao expressed the view during a question and answer session at the Global Islamic Economic Summit held in Dubai. Members of the audience asked Rao to clarify the situation where many people use crypto to make quick gains. They wonder whether this hurts the growth of cryptocurrency. Yes, it does. Right. I mean, I won't say the growth, because the building continues whether people are buying and selling it rapidly or not. The development of the systems, the mechanisms continues very nicely, in my humble opinion. But what it does is for the retail, it's a thorn in retail traders' sides to see those prices go up and down, up and down, up and down. That's where it really hurts. People don't like that. I get it. I understand. It's just like you saw this flash crash happen. Now everything looks a little bit green. But when you see that those prices going down, people panic, so that's the part that they don't like. Anyway, so it continues on. XRP is for institutions, not retail. He's making that clear. Rao explained that while the current market includes many individuals trading XRP speculatively, this is not Ripple's primary focus. Wait a minute. If it's not Ripple's primary focus, definitely not SBI's primary focus, which is a partner of theirs, which is definitely not Uphold's primary focus. They already said that they're bringing in institutions, or they have institutions that are utilizing their systems or whatever that was they have going on with XRP. These are all partners, right? Who is it? So we have, it's not Ripple's main focus, not SBI's main focus, not Uphold's main focus. It couldn't be Volante Tech's main focus. So I don't believe so. From what I know, I don't claim to be an expert on their business, but so all of these major companies are trying to. Let's not forget the central banks, right? We've seen a cadre of articles come out the last few weeks about central banks using XRP, building on the XRPL, also working with Ripple, right? Hey, if you read those articles yourselves. I spoke on them. The rest is up to you, right? If you want to verify if those are accurate or not. But if we think those are true, then they're definitely not worried about retail either. They're worried about cross-border payments, wholesale CBDCs, things of that nature, right? And all the other different mechanisms, payment channels, stuff that they could use that come out of the XRPL. That means big money is waiting there, period, facts. That hasn't changed at all. Nothing has changed that. It's only gotten better and better and better. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? This is why I said, and sometimes I don't have enough time to convey all of my thoughts. I just can't. I just don't have it. But this is why I said in like 2 videos back when the crash first happened, like everything still looks good. And some people take that to mean price. I'm not talking about price. I'm in this for the long term. I've lived now. I've lived through many crashes. I'm not talking about the price now. I'm a future person. I'm a long-term investor. I'm looking at the future, long-term price. I'm not worried about the short-term price. What I was talking about is all the good catalysts, all the positive catalysts remain. That's what I meant when I said everything still looks good. The crash is temporary. Everything's already green. You got some stuff up 5%, some stuff up 11%. I saw a meme coin up 40%. A meme coin. We'll see where everything goes from there. But it continues on here. Rao explained that while the current market includes many individuals trading XRP speculatively, this is not Ripple's primary focus. He noted that there are over 200 exchanges globally trading XRP, and some of this activity is superficial. That's interesting, isn't it? Let's scroll down here, see if he has anything else to say. The ex-Ripple executive clarified that this deviates from the XRP use case the company pursues. Instead, Ripple aims to position XRP as a financial asset that sophisticated institutions, that's big money, utilize for more substantial purposes, which means if there's a substantial purpose, when have you ever seen a substantial purpose that doesn't equate to substantial money? I mean, I just haven't seen it. Maybe you have, and you could tell me in the comment section. But no, substantial purposes typically equal substantial money. You want to build a rocket ship? It's going to take substantial money. You want something that's better, faster, bigger, more global reach, cheaper. That's going to bring in substantial money because people want to participate, not people. Companies want to participate. It's as simple as that. Simple as that. And if you get the right conditions, you could see astronomical value moving through some of these things. Like I said, I believe across the board, these crypto coins, these crypto coins across the board, the top ones, all of them are looking bullish. There's no way around it. Bitcoin is looking bullish. XRP is looking bullish. Algorand, they've been doing good work, bullish. Stellar, bullish. Quant, super bullish. Flare, super bullish. Solana, super bullish. Chainlink, super duper bullish. I'm gonna go super duper bullish. I went old school with that one on Chainlink. Flare. If Flare can actually pull off what they're trying to do, and I know they have the whole layer cake thing that just happened. I'm not concerned with that at all. Listen, I understand the vision. Get things done in a speedily manner, and you have to focus. And I always felt like Flare was trying to concentrate on too many different things. I felt that way from the beginning. And now they're focusing, and they said, hey, listen, we're going to put Layer Cake over here to the side. We're going to go with this other company that's already established instead of battling them. And we're going to focus on these other things that we actually specialize in and we have an advantage at, like data, etc. I'm assuming AI is going to be in there, a lot of other things. But Flare, super duper bullish as well, in my humble opinion. Songbird right in there with Flare. They go hand in hand. But across the board, those top cryptos are looking really, really good for the future. I don't care what anyone says. Not going to change my mind. And obviously, this is why I showed in the last few videos. You see a lot of other types. Yeah, Rob Powell is bullish. You have Samson Mouse still bullish. Apparently, Elon Musk, I guess, is bullish, I suppose. People deciphering his cryptic tweets, I suppose. That person's bullish. You got a lot of top people still bullish. When those are people that typically, if things are going down and they're not looking good, some of those people will tell you, hey, things aren't looking good right now. They're selling, things like that. We've seen a lot of people come out lately. We know some of them are very, very direct, and they're not afraid to say, hey, everything's going straight to hell. But they're not. They're like, hey, listen, we're not worried about what's going on right now. We lived through it before. We've seen this before. Nothing major. We'll see if that holds true. I feel similar. I feel like everything's going to be okay. Everything's going green again. We'll see how this works out. No guarantees. I'm not a psychic, but yeah, I feel the same. We'll see how it plays out. All right, so now let's move on from there. Let's move on here. I had another XRP article, but I took so long on that one. Let's actually get a Bitcoin article in here. Let's see if I can actually move this tab. Why did I have too many tabs open, folks? My apologies. I know, too many tabs open. What is it? Use too much RAM. So then the computer's like, Mick, you want to have 1,000 tabs open, Mick? I'm gonna show you. If the computer had a voice, this is what I'm thinking. Which, by the way, remember earlier this year, I was right again. Listen, I feel like I make some good predictions. My deductive reasoning is pretty solid. Before we get into this Bitcoin article, remember I was making all those videos and I was talking about like Blade not getting enough respect. The superhero Blade, Wesley Snipes Blade, wasn't getting enough respect. I felt like he should have another movie, bring Wesley back. You remember all that? And guess what? They put him in this Deadpool movie, Wolverine Deadpool, and now the people, I see, clap it up for my people, for my generation. I like you people. The people are calling for another Blade. One more. With the great. They put the great on there. The great Wesley Snipes. Oh, that would be crazy. I think he could pull it. I think he still pull it off. But how crazy is that? We were talking about that here, a lot of us. And now that might happen. They put him in a movie. Man, we make some good calls, right? We make some good calls. All right. So anyway. This article here is titled Xapo Bank debuts interesting. My word. Interest-bearing Bitcoin. This is good. This is what I'm talking about. The future's looking better and better. You got to stay with the positive energy, folks. Stay in that positive energy. Polarize yourselves there. Keep yourselves there. You don't have to come out of that. We can still recognize if there's something bad going on and still stay in the positive energy because we're solutions people. You know what I mean? But the future looks really, really good. Look, you think that others are not going to do this? Xapo Bank, I'm going to say it again, debuts interest-bearing Bitcoin fiat accounts in the UK. This is good. Man, listen, I have a lot of people that I have love for out in the UK. A lot of people on the channel show me a lot of love from the United Kingdom. Listen, folks, I'm seeing some things. I hope you're all okay. Let me know in the comment section if you're okay. Heck, you could just put a thumbs up. You need, because I know some of you are tired by the time my video's released. A lot of people tell me they're going to sleep. They listen to my videos while they're going to sleep or on a night shift or something like that. But you may not have a lot of time. Just put a thumbs up. Let me know you're okay. I remember your names, or at least your screen names and such. And anyway, so yeah, I seen some stuff is happening out there. I'll just say that, and I hope it's not what the media over here is actually portraying. And I hope your families are okay. But anyway, let's continue on here. Xapo Bank enters the UK market and becomes the first in the country to launch interest-bearing Bitcoin and fiat banking accounts. Gibraltar-based Xapo Bank has officially entered the market in the United Kingdom after successfully receiving its local banking license. Things are moving forward. The bank is launching new banking services catering to users wanting to hold Bitcoin. Hey, listen, this makes me think about Flare. Flare, you better hurry up. Because with Flare, with F assets, then you can lend out your Bitcoin. You can earn yield on your Bitcoin with smart contracts, right? You better hurry up because you see some of these systems are starting to roll out. There isn't any time to waste. But anyway, the bank is launching new banking services. Okay, on August the 5th, Xapo Bank revealed that it is the first and the only licensed bank in the UK to offer a combined interest-bearing United States dollar and Bitcoin banking account. This is entering UK markets according to the announcement. Xapo customers can also send funds up to 1 million British pounds, which is $1.28 million, and make payments to UK-based wallets and bank accounts. The Bitcoin account yields 1%. 1% without staking. 1% without staking. All right, interesting. Lending or locking up assets. Whoa. That's interesting. Are they going, is that where it's going to stop? Are they going to build on this? Is that going to increase over time? I'll tell you this much. We shall see. We'll see what others offer in the future. But 1%, Zoppo said it's a bank. What can you say? It's a bank. What can you say? Zoppo said that those with Bitcoin accounts are able to spend it, quote, like fiat, unquote, with a, quote, universally accepted, unquote, debit card. Oh, that's interesting also. Along with other financial services such as investing in S&P 500 stocks. I'm just interested that there's a bank doing this, S&P 500 stocks or acquiring select cryptocurrencies. Additionally, Zoppo Bank has integrated stablecoin payment rails with US dollar bank accounts. Seamus Rocca, CEO of Zoppo Bank, said it was, quote, no easy feat, unquote, to passport its banking license into the UK, though they are, quote, eager, unquote, to expand local membership. Now, that was a good article. That was a feel-good article if you needed one, right? It definitely was for me. I don't know about you, So now let's see. Let's move on here. I have an XRP article. I have a Bitcoin article. I have so many articles up here. It's just a matter of which one to cover. So now let's do another XRP article. Why not? I have it sitting here. I want to see what it's about. Now, this article here is titled Ripple XRP demand in the US hits pre-SEC lawsuit levels. But wait, what was the rest of that? Pre-SEC lawsuit levels with 14% of global volume. When was this? Was this before the crash? After the crash? They got to clarify that. I think that's relevant, in my humble opinion. Demand for Ripple's XRP in the United States has surged to its highest level in 4 years, reaching figures last seen before the SEC Commission's alleged the token was, security, all that jazz. Data from Kaiko shows that XRP's trading volume on the U.S. centralized exchanges has jumped 14%. You know what's crazy? It's like I said, this is written. I believe this article was released today. I'm pretty sure it was released today. My apologies. Yep, it was released today. This article is released today, but I feel like they're talking about right before the crash. I know the crash is very recent. I know that. But it had to be like right before the crash, not now, right? While the price is down. I wouldn't think, right? There's a lot of trading going on, so volume could possibly be up, but I would think this is before the crash happened. Data from Kaiko shows XRP's trading volume on U.S. centralized exchanges has jumped 14% of global XRP volume, up from less than 2% a year ago. Okay, I see how they're measuring this. This marks a return. Okay, now let's scroll down. I think we read that part. My apologies, I'm jumping around, folks. Amid the protracted legal battle with the SEC, XRP saw a dramatic decline. And it says XRP spot volume notably. Ripple's quarterly report confirmed that interest in the XRP token was high. According to the firm, digital asset spot trading volume ranked among the top 3 in the industry during the second quarter. Okay, there you go. There we have it. I thought so. I'm like, where's this information coming from? What's the time? What's the dates on it? Interesting stuff here. It stated, quote, XRP traded volumes remained elevated throughout the first half of the quarter. The latter half of Q2 maintained consistently high traded volumes across major exchanges. All right, so let's leave off there. Now, I have more Bitcoin news. I have actually a lot of Bitcoin news, but I want to get, before the video gets too long here, I want to get to this treasury news because there's a lot of very powerful entities. Here go the thunder and lightning again. We're getting rained on over here, folks, in my area. Are you? We're getting rained on. I hope all the animals are safe out there because this has been heavy rains and a lot of lightning and branches all coming down off my trees. So anyway, I said my trees. Mick, you don't own those trees. I take care of the trees. I take care of everything around here. I take care of that's mine. The garden, the trees. I make sure there's good soil down. Heck, with the some of the animal life, I make sure that they get some water. I make sure some of the animal life, they get some food. Yeah, that's right. And they come sit with me on the porch sometimes. Some animals come sit with you on the porch. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they're like they've been living here for a long time. So, like the birds might not come obviously sit down with you. Birds are a little bit more cautious, but they'll come down to the area right here. I'll put some seeds here. They'll come eat some seeds and the chipmunks. Now, the chipmunks are the ones who are very brave. The chipmunks will come sit right with you on the porch. They recognize us. They know us. So I give the chipmunk some seeds or whatever. Come gobble up some seeds, sit on the porch for a little bit, after I'm finished doing some work. And then they'll go about their business. The rabbits are the only one. Rabbits, I have so many animals around here. That's why I'm thinking about the storm. I'm just like, I hope they're all going to be okay. I always think that way. I have a fox over here. Fox. I'm pretty sure the town took the coyotes. The coyotes that were roaming around. I'm pretty sure they took them because I haven't seen any coyotes. We have some raccoons. Apparently someone notified me. I don't know where this came from, that there's a very big golfer now on my property. Wait, how does that happen? I don't understand that. I've never seen a golfer in this area ever. But someone did tell me, someone reputable, I respect. So I believe that. No reason that they would tell me an untruth. But do you think somebody's released that? Do you think somebody released that? It's much possible. I've never seen a golfer before. So anyway, all right. So now where did we leave off? Let's go here to some of this treasury news, and we'll probably close out with that. And I have another members. If you didn't see that members only video from yesterday, make sure you watch that one. I think it was yesterday. Go check that out in the members only section. I think that was a good one. That's why I posted it. Or else I wouldn't have. Pardon me. When I talk too long, I get air caught in my chest. If you don't know that by now, you haven't been here that long. Watch to the end of every video. All right. Because I say that often because it happens often. This article here is from CoinGape.com. It's titled U.S. Kickstarts $50 billion Treasury Buyback. 50 BPS Fed rate cut odds surge. So they're calling for someone here is calling for a 50 basis point Fed rate. This is the U.S. government is set to kickstart a whopping $50 billion Treasury buyback plan on August the 6th, coinciding with speculations around an emergency Fed rate cut. Did you see the economists? I'm talking about real economists. It's funny because they're calling some people economists, and I'm just like, I'm not sure if that's the title that fits them. But those people the other day were legit economists, is what they do. They got their degree in it, and they were calling for an emergency rate cut. That's serious business. So now, it says here, moreover, it comes at a crucial juncture as the U.S. Federal Reserve is expected to announce an emergency interest rate cut soon. That could be huge if they do that. There is a lot of incentive. There's a lot of pressure to make things right now. I'll tell you that much. The certain entities don't want to get blamed in this time period. The program will start with an $8.5 billion buyback in August, according to the latest tentative schedule. All right. So now I want to leave that one there. I don't want to get too deep with that because we have another article about the Fed cutting rates. And this one is even more interesting. We will see how far they go. But if they take their foot off the gas too much, I think there may be I believe there may be a problem. That inflation is sticky. You can't take your foot off the gas too much. Just look up historically, every time there's sticky inflation, stagflation, and the Fed cuts interest rates, inflation goes back up every single time. I don't know why this would be different. They tried it before and it went back up again. It ticked up a few times, didn't it? And there was some volatility there, but just look at this. Look at the historical information. That's what I'm saying. Now, this article here is titled U.S. Economy Will Avoid Recession. That's pretty bold to say such a thing, but to each his own. Fed to cut rates by 100 basis points by the end of the year. This is coming from UBS. I'll say UBS is usually pretty solid on their information. That would be insane. 100 basis points. I mean, the effect it would have on markets would be insane, is what I mean. It'd be unbelievable. UBS analysts are confident that the U.S. economy will achieve a soft landing. UBS, I was just saying how a lot of your information is typically very good. How can you say such a thing? Soft landing? All right. Despite recent weaker than expected economic data, UBS states that, quote, recent data on both inflation and the labor market has surprised to the downside, unquote, prompting the firm to adjust its forecast for Federal Reserve rate cuts following disappointing labor market reports for July, including non-farm payrolls rising by just 114,000, well below the anticipated 175,000. UBS now expects the Fed to implement a more aggressive rate cuts. The unemployment rate increased to 4.3%. And my apologies, won't scroll down. And the U6 underemployment rate climbed to 7.8%. Now, with unemployment, the unemployment rate, the main info that they're using, I believe, is when people file for, what do they call that? It's like the unemployment claim, correct? Is that the main information they're using? Now, how is that affected by the gig economy? Is that taken into account? Now that's something interesting I would like to know. I don't know. I'll build on that idea a little bit more. We'll come back to that at another time. Additionally, the bank notes that JOLTS data revealed declines in hiring and quitting rates, while wages in the employment cost index slowed. More wage growth slowing to 0.9%. That is not good. Quarter over quarter in Q2. The lowest since Q2 2021. Weekly job claims rose by 249,000, the highest in a year. UBS projects that the Fed will cut rates by a total of 100 basis points by the end of the year, with reductions of 50 basis points in September and 25 basis points each in November and December. Whoa. Now listen, look at that. And we have people calling for possibly a massive explosion in Bitcoin's price towards the end of the year. Of course, there's no guarantees. Once again, we will see if those predictions are true. I would love it if it's true, but wouldn't that be interesting if they cut rates and Bitcoin took off at the same time? That could be an interesting dynamic right there. It really could. So now that you have the information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with this. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.